Hello again, everyone. It's me, MadameMacabre, and I ain't having it with these paranormal temper tantrums. Hello there! So for those of you who may be brand new to my channel and just stumble across this for whatever reason, I'm MadameMacabre, and I have for the longest time been quite sensitive to paranormal things. I've experienced a lot of really weird things, both all the way back to my childhood, all the way up to now modern day, and I like to share these stories with you. And for today's story, it is something that is currently happening. Not like months ago, not any kind of flashback thing. This is something that has happened as recently as today, just about an hour before I shot this. No joke, this is currently happening. This entity that this story about is something I am currently dealing with. And so far, I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of this one, because it seems quite mischievous, and it flings things around, and I really don't care for that. But I am getting way ahead of myself. We haven't even broken the story down, so let's jump right into it. So my first encounter with this entity was actually about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, and this one is a fun one. I was not alone for this. This is not something that, I encountered by myself and have to be like, please believe me, this is real. No, I was in a room full of other people. They all saw it, and nobody knew what could have caused it because we saw it happen before all of our eyes. This thing was ballsy. I'll give you that, ghosty. You're ballsy. Can a ghost be ballsy? Does a ghost still have... You know what? Let's not get into it. Anyway, as I was saying, it was a room full of my friends. I had Shadow Kisses, Emma, and one of my other friends, Yoshi, over. All of us in there. We were watching a movie. And interestingly enough, the movie that we decided to watch, this was, I want to say, 10 to 11 o'clock at night. It was kind of late. We were watching The Grudge. Now, mind you, I haven't watched this movie for, I want to say, like, 8 years. God, I can't believe how long it's been since that movie's been out. But none of us had seen it in ages, and I happen to have a copy of it on DVD. I know, I owned it, haven't watched it. I hoard horror movies, doesn't mean I'm watching them all the time, I had issues with The Grudge when I was younger, didn't care for it. Watching it again as an adult, not as impressive. But this is not about The Grudge. We are talking about something entirely different. But we were watching The Grudge. And we were sitting there all enjoying ourselves, watching the movie, kind of talking over it how you do with your friends. And then something really weird happened. I had the DVD case kind of partially open, as they do, on the coffee table in front of us. Sitting there, flips over. So it was the front cover art of the movie, the creepy eyeball and the hair and all that. That was there. It started flipping over. And it was the weirdest thing because it was a very controlled flip. It wasn't just like someone set something on it and went pew. It went slowly at first. It started going up like this onto the spine of the case, slowly continued more, and then went thwack down on the table real fast at the end. So slow, 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 pause, slow, slow, whack. It was really bizarre, unnatural movement, and every single one of us in that room saw it happen. And we all just paused. The room went silent for a minute except for the movie. We had been talking, haha, doing commentary over the top. Dead silence. First thing I said, did anyone else see that? And yes, they all saw it. I think our souls momentarily left our bodies because we're watching a movie that we were overcoming as adults, something that scared the hell out of us as children. We're like, this isn't so bad. And then, oh, something spooky's happening in real life outside of the movie. We just had a moment of, oh, as one does. And then we collected ourselves to just be like, okay, we all saw this. Is there anything in here that could have caused this? Well, there was nothing moving that could cause a gust of wind. Everyone was sitting down. The cats were on the other side of the room. The cats reacted. They saw it too, and they weren't near it. So when you can't blame it on the cats, oh boy, what can you do? So, it was spooky, but we also were, really enjoying watching movies. So I just got up. I burnt some sage incense. I did a quick smudging of the doors, as per Shadow Kiss's request. I personally wasn't that freaked out, but she's like, I am not even gonna stay in this place if you don't do something about that. So I'm like, okay, I do a quick smudging, I make sure nothing nasty, no bad energies or anything could be around, and you know, we got back and we watched the movie. It was fine. Nothing else happened. That was just the one lone, very bizarre incident, and then nothing. And the weirdest thing, the room, it wasn't cold. Usually when things move and, you know, it takes this manifestation of this energy to like actually physically manipulate things, it usually causes the air to get cold because they're drawing the energy out of it, but it wasn't cold. I mean, we didn't actually lean forward and feel directly where the DVD case was, so maybe it was like specifically isolated to that spot. But generally, in my experience, when things move, the whole part of the room gets cold. But it wasn't cold, so that made me kind of suspicious because where else did it get the energy from, or is it just really strong? I don't know, but it just decided it was gonna be a punk and try and scare us because we're watching a movie that we were all literally moments before talking about how much it used to scare us and how, haha, this ain't so bad now. And it's like, oh yeah? So thanks. Thanks for that. Really appreciate it, Ghosty. Can't say I wouldn't do the same thing in that position, though. I mean, I would be a terrible ghost. I would be messing with people all the time. Right, but that is not even the most recent encounter with this spooky Yuki. As I said at the beginning of this video, something did happen tonight, less than an hour before I sat down to shoot this. I'm kind of slightly nervous that when I'm done in here, I'm gonna go out and there's gonna be a mess or something, then we're really gonna have a story. But I'll tell you what happened just this afternoon before recording this. So as I was sitting at my dining room table, which the layout of my apartment, from the dining room table, you can see into the living room with the couch and the coffee table where said DVD case flipped earlier. I'm sitting down. I usually prepare for videos by writing things out on a little notebook. I was sitting there writing things down, trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do tonight's video on? Because I burned through my list of things I had prepared in advance, and I'm like, okay, well, we gotta find something new. And I'm thinking about what I can talk about. Then all of a sudden, I hear kind of a loud rustling, clunking noise coming from in the direction of the living room. My first thought is, because I just got some posters in the mail, some artwork prints, and in the cardboard tube I had it leaned against one of the walls in the hallway outside the living room. So I assumed, oh, it probably, fell over and that was the noise. But I get up and I start going around the corner. I see it standing against the wall still there, and the cats are both sitting in the doorway of my bedroom, looking out towards the living room with concern. So first of all, they weren't there to do it. They're sitting there in the doorway like, what the heck was that? Second, poster tube still standing. So that begs the question, what the heck was that noise? So that's when I turn right back around and go back into the living room and look at the coffee table. So I actually had this little miniature box of pastries, because every now and then you gotta treat yourself. And I had just one left in the box, and weirdly, the box was upside down with the poor pastry stuck now to the top and the frosting all ruined. And it had not been like that a moment ago. And I flipped it back over, and as I did so, I realized that that was the sound. So the cats were in my bedroom. The poster was still standing. And my box of pastries had been flipped. You pastry flipping ghost, why'd you do that? The frosting is ruined. Of all the things, that was just mean. Not gonna lie, was a little bit spooked because there was absolutely nothing in that area that could have caused that kind of reaction. And it was a box with a pastry in it, so even though it was lightweight, it wasn't so light that the vent turning on or something would cause it just to go flying over upside down with enough force that the donut sticks to the top of the lid. It was stuck there. It's ruined. I had to throw it away. It looks gross now. And just like with the DVD case, the area was not cold. I would have known because I would have passed through the room as I looked for the other things. I would have walked through a cold spot. Still no cold thing, just the flipped box of donuts. I don't know, am I turning into a poltergeist or something and I'm stressed out and flipping my own stuff? I don't know. Or is a ghost just... I don't know, I'm at a loss, you guys. But still, I must ask the question. Why the donut? Why did you have to ruin my donut? Oh, maybe it's jealous that it can't eat anymore. I do think, once again, the timing was a little interesting, though, because just like last time when we were talking about the movie spooking us, and then the DVD case flipping, I had out loud, kind of frustratedly talking to myself, gone, what am I gonna do tonight's video on? And literally, after those words had exited my mouth, the donut thing flipped. So it's almost like hey, I got you, you can talk about this! Because I wasn't gonna talk, I had thought about telling you guys about, like, the Grudge DVD case back closer to when it happened, but I'm like, that's just one thing. That's not enough to really warrant a full video. But apparently the ghost has my back and wanted me to have some cool content for you guys, apparently. I don't know, guys, I am genuinely kind of at a loss with this one, because in all my experience with, like, paranormal entities, usually when stuff gets moved, the area gets cold, and I am not experiencing it with this one. Literally every time in every other story I've had where things have moved, it's been cold. Not cold this time. And I also haven't gotten like a nasty gut feeling. Usually when it's something really negative or evil, I get a nasty feeling in my gut. Plus, my home is like a stronghold against like dark energy and stuff. I have artifacts from just about every culture that's supposed to keep evil away, so I'm pretty well set in that regard. No nasty feeling, no getting cold. I don't know what this is, you guys, but it's certainly doing things. And the first time a whole room of people encountered it and witnessed it, so it's definitely happening. It's really interesting. I don't know, once again, what your guys' experience and know-how is on this. Do you have any hunches as to what this could be? Because for now, it's actually got me stumped. I don't have any idea what this in particular could be. All I know is that as of right now, it doesn't seem inherently nasty. I'm not getting any of those vibes. So let's hope it doesn't get to be something like that. Anyway, feel free to share your thoughts and concerns in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. It really does help the channel out. Alright, well, I've been rambling on, and I have to let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all next time, and until then, remember, stay creepy.